Underestimating the power of small changes.
I think a lot of people underestimate
and
that.
Making trade-offs. And you know what? I think that is one of the biggest things on here. They gave examples like, oh, should I sleep now or should I have sex? They gave an example. They also said, should I take the long commute to work and have the big house, or do I take the shoebox in the city and have more time with my family?
More time with the fam.
So it depends, you know.
I guess it depends, because a walk-in closet versus more time, I don't know.
Well, you know, that depends on each individual's preference. And
no, family time is more important.
I am a very, very family-oriented person. I'm very homebody-ish.
Yeah. Which never used to be.
Exactly.
Like total 360.
Right, but I like that, and I wouldn't mind. You know, I don't mind having, yes, I would love to have a big, huge mansion, but if it meant, if I had to sacrifice the family time to, you know, me personally, I like to be with my family.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think more people need to spend more time with their families.
Absolutely.
I think we need to get rid of that 40-hour work week. I'm not going to take it there now.
But anyway.
Okay, so we're back with some pointers that might help or potentially hurt your relationship if you are feeling insecure. So number one would be creating problems where none may even exist.
And give us an example of that. Like, what do you mean?
So in your mind, you might be thinking, okay, you know, my boyfriend, you know, looked at that girl's behind. When
he better look if he's a man. No, I'm just kidding. Not right in front of you and like watch her. That's rude.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe that's not the best example. But, you know, just making up things in your head that aren't true, that there's no legit reason for you to think that way. It's just your own insecurity.
How do you overcome that? Like, how do you know if it is your own insecurity or not?
I think you really need to take a time out. Perhaps you shouldn't even be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeling like, okay, you're constantly worried about what your partner is doing.
Right.
Like if you find yourself going through your cell phone all the time and there's no reason, there's no like inkling for you to do it.
Right,
it's
just doing it.
Doing it to do it every day when they get home and you're not finding anything.
Right. No, that's something wrong.
Badgering your partner constantly, that's a sure way to push them right out.
No, when you say badgering.
Well, where were you, baby? Well, when are you coming back? When are you going to call me? You know, that sort of thing. You know, well, were you with your ex-girlfriend? Like that sort of thing. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you're showing that you're insecure and it's just not a good look.
Right.
And it's a turn off.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. So with that being said, I think, you know, self-assurance. You know, knowing who you truly are, you know, and your own worth and your own value, rather than waiting for someone else to validate you.
Right.
And focus on the good, you know, instead of focusing on an ex-girlfriend or focusing on the fact that they're going to party or whatever.
But you know what? I think that's a lot of, it's not even in a relationship. I think just people in general sometimes they forget and we look at things that we don't have or what we're missing or what we want. And we forget to look at what the good and what we do have and what we are blessed with. And that just goes in anything, not just in a relationship, just in life period. You know, you want these pair of shoes, but look at a person who doesn't even have feet to wear it. Or you're like, oh, I want this kitchen set for my house. Like, you have a house.
Yeah,
exactly. People, you know, some people we take for granted,
like,
you know, what we have. So yeah, like Lori said, you know, look at the good and not studying the bad all the time. You know,
exactly.
Or write it down. It sounds corny, but my mother always, and it works. When you make a list and you weigh your pros and your cons, sometimes that helps you to visualize, like visual, you know, something to actually.
Yeah, and give it space to develop. Like, I'm a right now kind of person. Like, I'm like, okay, I need to know right now. But, you know, if you're busy and you have your own life and your own activities, you know, the time will go by. Just give it space to develop. It's going to be whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, you can't, like, watch the pot while it's waiting for the water to boil. Like,
you can, but then it's going to take longer.
Exactly. Yeah, you can. Why did I say that? I don't know. No, you can. But like you said, it takes longer and just go do something else and come back and the water's boiling. You know? Exactly.
Is
that a bad analogy or?
But I mean, the whole insecure thing, I mean, I think that each person in the relationship, you need to make your partner feel wanted. You know what I'm saying? Kind of have to keep that spark and let each other know that you love each other. It's easy to get complacent and take people for granted, you know? So always show your love for each other. And then it's hard to be insecure. Now there's a problem if your partner's always showing you that they love you, telling you, showing you, you know, being active in that, and then you still don't believe them.
Yeah,
like that's an
some people have a
issue.
natural insecurity. You might, you know, be dating a guy that, you know, maybe that you thought was attractive or that you wanted, or vice versa. It doesn't have to be a guy or girl. And then you're like, when you get him, you're like,
well, what is he doing with me?
Exactly. Yeah, why does he want me? And then you start like questioning, maybe he sees something in you, or like I said, vice versa. Yeah. And confidence is attractive.
Yes, it is.
Confidence is very attractive.
I remember when we went to the tunnel and I saw Jay-Z like for the first time, and I never thought he was a looker.
He had a velvet cat suit. How could I forget? Yeah.
With these ugly like Avenue boots, I can't. And but we were like 17, like sneaking in the tunnel. But yeah, the whole point was that Jay-Z, when I saw his swag and those diamonds shining, like I was instantly attracted to him. So it's sort of like that whole swag and confidence. It works wonders.
Yeah, it does. And then you know what's so funny is that sometimes a person can appear to be so confident.
Yeah.
And they have like the worst insecurity you can believe.
Yeah.
So looks can be deceiving.
Yes, they really can be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just had like a random thought. Different show topic.
Jay-Z again, you're like flashing back to something.
Even like really hot guys that have a hard time like talking to girls, but that's a whole other subject.
That's an interesting issue. I know that there are and females too.
I think you find it more in females.
I've known very beautiful, you know, on the exterior females that are very insecure, extremely, and you would never know, you know, in meeting or coming across them unless you know get to know them.
Exactly.
Or their insecurities.
And hard on a male. I think that I'm gonna have to do a little research on that one. I know what that's all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And do not bring your bags from the last relationship into the new one. Do not compare your new boyfriend or girlfriend to your
That's the worst
ex.
thing you could do.
Or think that they're going to do the same thing that your ex did.
Right.
Because then that means that you got into a relationship way too quick. You need to kind of like purge all the negative things from the past relationship before you go and jump into something else.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely. That's. I would hate, you know, someone to be bringing out, well, she used to cook this or she did that. Well, then what the hell are you doing with me? Then go find her then. You know, that makes a person feel low. And you know, in a relationship, you want to bring each other up, not make, because you know you can be. You know, once again, I said this before, you can be a secure person, and someone can come and kind of strip you away and break you down, and you don't even realize that you're becoming insecure.
It's so true.
So it's not, yes, some people are naturally insecure, and sometimes things happen, circumstances can happen and make you, but then sometimes a person can kind of bring you down, and you don't want to be with somebody who's like that either.
And I have two more things I just want to mention. Calling random numbers in the phone. Like, just random numbers. There's no sort of, like, connection. Just random girls asking them, you know what I mean?
Oh, that just goes with going in the phone, too.
Yeah, period.
Like if you feel a suspicion, and it's not even just with the phone, with anything, any suspicion.
Like the young lady who wrote in the letter.
Right. Yeah. You know, before you jump, you know, don't just go through his phone. That is a sign of insecurity. When you're just running, snooping through things. You know, but if you have an inkling or a suspicion about something, in my opinion, you would be a fool not to look into something. But just to have no reason and to just be calling up people. And I have lots of guy friends. I probably have more male friends than I have female friends. And I wouldn't want, you know, my fiance
randomly
just
calling
people, and that's embarrassing, especially when I know there's nothing going on and you're making yourself look like a fool. And if there's any chance of you guys ever meeting as friends,
it's already long.
Exactly. So you don't want to do that. You look really bad, and I've heard a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, and last but definitely not least, just get over it. It's sort of like, you know, just because things in the past or certain things happen to you, it doesn't mean it's going to happen in the next relationship. So let it go. Get over.
And if you're in the news. Right now, California health officials, they can't complete an investigation into the prevalence of HIV in the porn industry. Basically because the porn industry is refusing to cooperate, according to the LA Times.
Yeah.
And a porn actor by the name of Derrick was basically diagnosed with HIV last October. And it led to a complete shutdown of production, and it launched an investigation. Which they say usually is a simple investigation, but because they're not cooperating, it like hindered. It hindered the investigation because they're refusing to cooperate.
Yeah, and everybody has their alias, so it's kind of hard to get in touch with these people and have them tested.
Right, and they call them pseudonyms.
Yeah.
So the pseudonyms, they're making it hard to identify, the sex partners that Bert has had sex with.
Gentleman is only 24 years old. Wow. I don't know why in my mind I was thinking he was a little bit older. I didn't even know he was that young. And he was sleeping with males and females.
Yeah, men and women. And out of the 16 people that, he said that he had slept with in, I guess, the past 2 months or whatever since he was diagnosed. They only identified 5 because, like I said, they're having a hard time tracing.
I just always wonder with that because they're always having unprotected. Well, for the most part, these porns have unprotected sex, and I don't care if you just got tested the other day. HIV doesn't show up sometimes for a couple of months, so it's sort of like you could contract it 2 days ago, but you were tested the day before that, and then now you're sleeping with someone else.
Right.
You gotta strap it up.
Yeah, that's one thing I cannot, I can't stress enough is to definitely wrap it up because you can be dating someone, you can be thinking you're exclusive, and this man knows you're, or not, I don't want to just stereotype men, but I'm just saying hypothetically if you're dating a man, since I'm a woman, and he may tell me I'm the only one, and he may know that he's the only man I'm sleeping with, so he's like, oh, I'm good, she's not sleeping with anyone, but what about you?
Exactly.
And then you could meet, I've known personally someone who was sleeping with a man and he thought she was this angel, and meanwhile I knew she was the total opposite and she was sleeping around, and this man had a woman at home and she was his mistress, and my mistress isn't sleeping around. So he had his woman and his mistress, and we don't even know what else was going on outside of that, and she didn't contract anything, but I just look at situations like that because he just swore he could have bet his whole bank account on it that this mistress wasn't sleeping around, and she wasn't, and it scares me.
But staph infections, so many other things. It's just, it's so not worth it.
Yeah, so I definitely emphasize wrapping it up. It's too much, out there, and besides HIV,
Yeah.
But on another note, my favorite part of the show, and it seems to be the viewers, they like that. They like the stunner. And
I like the word of the day.
Me too. I love it. And today's word of the day comes from Queen Bee.
Yes, aka Miss Betty Crocker on Twitter.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yes.
Our word of the day today is
mixy.
Mixy. And basically the definition of mixy is, mixy means to always be on the scene. At every barbecue, at every party, at every event, rubbing elbows with everyone and loving to be in the mix.
Yes.
So let me see if I can use mixy in a sentence. Lori?
Well, as soon as the weather breaks, I'm going to be oh so mixy.
And before I had a baby, I used to be oh so mixy, and now I'm oh so housewife.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you for that, Queen Bee. We love that word, and I'm sure you viewers out there are going to start using it because I've already started using it. I really like that.
Yes, I like it too.
It's cute. But that basically wraps up our show.
Yes.
And for the viewers out there,
yes, you can always send us your questions, comments, your thoughts to theparadoxreport@gmail.com. You can hit us at the blog spot at theparadoxreport.blogspot.com. And the accessories you see me wearing today will soon be up on the site as well. So you can always contact us to find out how you can purchase in the meantime.
Yes, Lori is the fashionista, and she will have tons and tons of little trinkets and accessories and bags and
all those barbecues, so you can be mixy this summer.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we look forward to that, Lori. I can't wait for that because I'm not going to be too mixy, but me and the family, when we're going out, maybe I'll give me a couple of things to wear.
And then on Twitter, retweet us to your friends and your family. We're at twitter.com/paradoxreport.
Yes.
And we love you all.
Yes, we love you, and we thank you for tuning in again. And we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye.